All right, what's up everybody? Matt here from Aroundsquare, and it's March 2025. I'm here with our product launch video. And I'm just going to jump right into it. I'm going to start with this set here. This is a set of checky. It's the Remashok style beads. So this is our smaller plate style beads and the beavertail ends. So these are long thin ends that anchor between the fingers nicely, helps with rolls and a lot of other tricks that you do in the checky, right? Helps just kind of anchor the fingers and give you some leverage, and also that end weight is nice for maintaining the momentum when things flip around. Okay. So this is a material that we've been wanting to do for a long time in this style. We of course had the aluminum material available in the original Remashok checky with the smaller end plates, looked like these guys, and those sold out and they've been out of stock for a long time. When it came time to do the restock, we thought let's experiment with these slightly longer, heftier end plates, and we really like the effect. We did a first run of them in titanium, and these are like, it's such an awesome set, but I personally feel like it's like pretty hefty in the hand, especially if you're flipping it around long term. It can be pretty punishing on the knuckles, so it does take some getting used to for sure with the titanium, and it's just that much heavier than the aluminum. Aluminum kind of feels a little bit like midway between titanium and Delrin, or like one of the polymer materials, but it still has that kind of solid, kind of permanent feel of the metal, and I don't know, some people just like the metals more than the polymers, right? Anyways, we have the sandblasted aluminum finish currently. We are waiting for the final production of a blue and a red polished anodized version. So if you like aluminum, you may want to wait for those, or you may want to just jump in on this sandblasted natty version. But it's it feels great. I've been playing this set quite a lot, and it's you know, you can flip it around really as hard as you want. It's not going to punish the knuckles too much, and it maintains its momentum so nicely. And with these beavertail ends, it just, I don't know, the performance is really nice. Of course, strung up on our 1.2 millimeter custom made Kevlar cord. My own set I've done in the red, but when they ship new, they're going to be on the black Kevlar cord for you guys. Yeah, so I don't know, my focus keeps shifting here, but you get the picture. It's a really nice sandblasted feel, and this is brand new. I feel it's a little bit rougher compared to the set that's broken in already. Of course, aluminum being a softer material, it is going to show its wear quite quickly, which I've come to really appreciate that. I like the aged look, and I like to kind of have my products tell the story of, you know, their whatever, their journey and their knocks, their drops on the concrete, their abuse against one end against the other, and so on. You know, it's yeah, I don't know. I just kind of like that aged look on all of the materials, but aluminum is nice because it kind of shows its wear rather quickly, right? So that's it for checky. No other checky this month. We've got other checky stuff in the pipeline, but yeah, this is it for this month. And as I said, blue and red anodized versions coming in the next couple months probably. All right. Sticking with aluminum though, and I guess talking about that red and black finish, this is what we're talking about. Okay, it's a really nice deep blue. I can imagine that on like a race car. Same with the red, you know. It's just like classic deep color. And again, this being aluminum, the colors are not going to hold up forever, right? They're gonna show their dings and their scratches. This is actually a brand new set. I haven't played this particular set before. So I just strung it up for the video, but it's you know, the little bit of slinging I've been doing, the little clacking, it's not showing any dents yet, but it will. I think these are 6061 aluminum, which is a little bit softer than the 7075 we've often used, but the colors are just that much richer on 6061 aluminum when you do the anodizing. Okay, so we're gonna have these in red and blue. These are of course the hardcore Titan model begleri. We've had that in stock in our store in the natty finish for a while, and we're now adding a blue version and a red version. Okay. I haven't decided yet whether we're going to do a mixed version like the one I was just slinging. In all cases, it's going to come with a random selection of 2 of our Herk cores, or sorry, Newton cores. So the Newtons are these little inserts, and these are also aluminum. So they add a little bit of weight, but they don't add too much weight. I forget the overall weight on these, but they're just like a nice kind of standard. It's a solid feel. They're not super light feeling, but it's a solid, substantial feel. But it works really well with that bead shape. It's a comfortable bead shape and not too punishing on the knuckles. Okay, so these are going to come with a random pair of Newton core in aluminum, and yeah, they're pretty sharp. All right. So moving along, got some other begleri this month. This is one that I've been waiting to restock for ages, and the beads themselves are not new, and even what's on them is not brand new. It's just like a new take on it. So years ago, I think it was 2018 or 2017, we launched our Herk cores. Okay, and this was a bead that we designed to have. Oh man, the focus is not working well. This is a bead that we had designed for rings. Okay, so the Herk name, of course, comes from the old Hercules cartoons where he puts on his like ring of power and right. And so these were designed for rings. That's why we called them the Herks. And yeah, we had the set with the metal rings, and we also had, like, for a long time we had the option in the store of like different types of metal rings on them, and we would use our arbor press to press those on and then Loctite them in place. Those are currently out of the store. I might bring them back at some point, but for now, we actually eventually ran out of stock of the little rings, those silicone rings that we put on them. And when we did a new run of the rings, we changed the design and we had like a thinner ring that was longer, so it was just like 1 ring per side. But I always after that, I liked those well enough, but I always kind of missed the kind of configurability and kind of option of having different colors and like kind of the pairs of colors on the different rings. So yeah, this year we decided that we eventually ran out of stock of those like newer thin long bands, and we decided to do a new round of silicone rings, same design as the old ones, but we did some fresh colors. So I'm going to show you the colors right now. We got purple, red, a nice bright orange, a nice bright green. This is like kind of a sour apple looking green, white, black, nice bright yellow, and a kind of almost like a royal blue, really pretty blue. Okay, so we're gonna have that's what, 2, 4, 6, 8. So we're gonna have these in multi-packs where you can get like 16 bands in one pack, 2 of each color, and we're also going to have these just available. Again, it's going to be 4 random colors on a set of Herks for this month. Okay, that's going to be a chef special, not chef special. It's going to be launch pricing on them. But yeah, it's an opportunity to get those like old school rings that haven't been available in ages. And show you a couple. Let me see. I think I've got a couple of other color combos here. Oh, just one. But yeah, the colors all look pretty nice in the mixy matchy. Okay, so this is like white and purple with the orange and black. So yeah, just a little bit of configurability there, which I've missed in the Herks. And this set, for those of you who have played it before, you know, it's just a really nice feel. The silicone is on the part where you want the grip, and then the top of the bead protrudes a little bit, and so you don't have any grip right up there. So that means that it's not like binding to the fingers. It's like still easy to slip through the fingers when you want it to, but anytime you grab the bead, it like basically helps you to stick the bead in place and keep it where you want it. Okay, so it's a really nice set, and we're gonna have these available: titanium, stainless steel. I've got the brass and copper here as well, and so they all have different weights. The titanium itself is like super light. I can't remember. It's like maybe 6 or 8 grams per bead, up to I think 10, 11, maybe even 12 grams for the copper. It doesn't feel like 12 grams, but yeah, it's a little bit of end weighting as well. So they play a little bit heavier than the weight would read, just because the weighting is down at the end. All right. Okay, I think that's not quite it for begleri. One other thing, we did a bunch of stuff last month with
one of my favorite bead designs, the mangas. And this month we're doing some exotic restocks. We've got some exotic ultras that we're going to be restocking, and we decided that we would do something that we haven't done with the mangas before, which is to pair a titanium and a mokutai bead together. So mokutai and titanium are the same weight, and so that means that you can mix and match them. In the past we've done some I think it was the commons. Yeah, we did commons where it was like 3 titanium beads plus 1 mokutai bead, and I think we may have done the same with the micro bosses as well. But we've never done a set like this where it's 1 mokutai bead and 1 titanium bead. So if you love the mangas, if you love exotics, but you're kind of kept away because of the price point of the full exotic sets, this is a good option for you. It gives you the joy of having the exotic bead plus a little bit lower price point. It's kind of basically midway between the cost of the titanium version and the exotic version. But this month during the launch, you're going to get it at launch pricing, so a little bit of a discount there. Okay. And people have been asking about the cord that I've got on a couple of my sets. I've got my titanium Auroras done on this kind of burgundy cord. It's I think it's a 3.5 millimeter cord, so it's in between kind of the 275 paracord and 550 paracord. So it's slightly thicker than, I would say very slightly thicker than 275 paracord, but it's also good and firm. It doesn't compact much, and it's pure silk. So this is a new type of silk cord that we've had made. The previous silk cord, do I have some with me? Yeah, so our previous silk cord production was a little bit squishier, and it was made in the same manner as most paracord, where it has an outer sheath and an several inner strands of core rather. Okay, and so this is an example of that. This new silk cord is integral weave, so it doesn't actually have an exterior sheath and an inner core. Instead, it's all one weave, so you're not able to remove cores, but what you end up with is a really different feel. It holds its roundness really nicely, and it doesn't flatten out, and it's just a little bit firmer, more kind of I'd say a little bit more rigid, kind of like feels almost more like a cotton cord maybe. But yeah, I really like this, and I've been using it. Most of you probably know that I prefer the 2 millimeter Kevlar cord on most of my sets. I prefer that thinner cord. And unlike most of the good players out there, the good players, most of them seem to go with the 550 paracord. But I don't know, I'm old school. I've always kind of liked the thinner cords, and on most of my sets I've used the 2 millimeter Kevlar cord. But I've started upgrading my sets as I change the cord out to replace old cords. On most of my sets, I'm changing now to this 3.5 millimeter silk cord. I'm really liking it. Okay, so we got this. We got that burgundy. We got a white, and we got a black. Okay, and the white is like a nice clean white. Black's just standard. But yeah, I think you guys are going to like this cord. Especially if you like the thinner cords, or if you just like kind of experimenting with different feel, this is going to be a good choice for you. All right. Okay, I think that's it for begleri stuff. Got some other new stuff to talk about. I'm going to talk about these guys, which I've teased a little bit online. It's fun to kind of hold up the whole stack of them. So these are the Delrin demi planks. Okay. So the demi plank is a half-size cut-down version of our nowhere plank, and the Delrin version. I don't know. We were looking at the demi planks were really popular in titanium, my Thai ones. So the Thai version was really popular, and we decided, let's do another material, and let's do something fun. Let's do Delrin, and so we decided to do Delrin version, and yeah, they're just really fun. It's not going to be, the nowhere planks to begin with are not really like a hardcore trick oriented item, right? It's something that you just kind of carry in your pocket, and it's just like a nice thing to kind of flip around casually. You can do some simple manipulations with them, right? But they're really not like a big trick-oriented item at all. It's just more something to kind of keep in the pocket, flip casually around discreetly in the hand, and just something to kind of to have with you when you don't want to have something big and clunky or loud in the pocket, right? The corners are nice to kind of just press into the thumb or into the back of the hand, and you can, you know, there's enough that you can do with them to keep them kind of interesting. Unlike just like a spinner type item, you can manipulate them and you can try and get little flows going with them and stuff. But yeah, the Delrin version is very light, of course. Even the titanium version is very light, to the point where it's actually interesting. You'd expect that it would be more noticeable because it's already so light, but in fact, for me anyways, the Delrin version, it doesn't feel, to handle it doesn't feel that much different than the titanium version, just because it's already so light in the titanium model. So it's just flipping it around, kind of just handling it. It's like a familiar weight to begin with. Yeah. So yeah, I think we're gonna have these available as like individuals and probably as a 6-pack as well for people who want to get like the whole. I should have done like a juicy fruit style gum package for these, for people that want to get the 6-pack. But we'll have a little discount for people that want to get a pack of them, and we'll have them available individually. All right. So that's it for the planks. Taking another little sip of tea here. So I think I've got one new thing left to talk about and a couple of other things. So I'm going to talk about one other thing first before I talk about the last new thing, and that is this guy right here. So this is technically a restock, but it's a pretty darn significant one because it's something that's been out of stock for ages and ages. So this is our Shinobi sandblasted Deadeye coin. Okay, so this is a Cerakote finish on a sandblasted titanium coin, and they've turned out absolutely beautifully. So these were part of the reason these were out of stock for so long is because the price like literally doubled on the production for them. So we were like shopping around trying to find another supplier that could do them as well as the first guys, but without that extra cost. In the end, I think we ended up getting a little bit better price, but they are way more expensive to produce than they initially were. So I haven't yet decided what I'm going to do to make up for that in the pricing of them for you guys. I think at the very least I'm going to try to launch them at a price pretty comparable to where they were at before, because I can't stomach like doubling a price for an item that I've had in the catalog for so long. So I'm sure we're gonna end up eating some of the cost difference there ourselves, but do expect a little bit of a price bump, especially if you're not getting these during launch weekend. But yeah, the finish turned out just perfect on these. It's like just satiny. It's like such an awesome classic feel, just comfortable. Being that it's a Cerakote finish, it is a little bit less robust than like the PVD, where it's actually like more bonded directly to the stuff. So this is more like a coating, so be a little bit careful with dropping it, especially on rough surfaces like a sidewalk or something. But yeah, people who have had them and just like keep them in their pocket as a worry coin, or take them out when they're sitting down or somewhere kind of more safe, they'll last for years and years. Yeah, anyways, I'm really happy to finally have these guys back in stock. It's been one of my favorite versions of the Deadeye forever, and it felt like part of me was missing when they've been out of stock for so long. All right, so that one, and then along with that, we also did a new batch of the titanium sandblasted Shinobi knuckle bones. So that's this guy right here, and this one has the Aroundsquare word mark in the middle there, just like the original version. And again, same deal. These turned out just absolutely perfectly, totally unblemished surface. The ends are perfect round, and the curves, the transitions, all of the little points where the manufacturing can go wrong, like the transitions between the curves and everything, it's all just perfect on this version. So super happy about this, again, to have it finally back in stock. And yeah, these ones are also more expensive to produce than they were the last time we ordered them, but not as bad as the Deadeyes were. So there might be a little bit of a price bump, but not substantial. All right, so that's these guys.
Oh, something else I forgot to talk about. Got some new foot bags for you. So the original spuds were called the spuds because they are small. We wanted to differentiate these from what was already out there. So they're small. They're 100% leather, like proper genuine leather, and they do stretch out to being a little bit bigger than they are when they initially ship. But one of the things that people were asking for, like feedback has been really good on these. People do seem to love them, especially as a pocket-sized little item. But people have been asking for a slightly bigger version. That's like right since the very beginning. So we're going to finally deliver on that. So these are about, I'd say like a third, 30% bigger. 50% bigger. I don't know. I need to get the dimensions. I'll put that into the product description. But yeah, and they're bigger, but they have a similar amount of pellets on the inside of the stainless steel balls that we have on the inside. So like straight out of the bag, there's less of a break-in period on these new ones because it's essentially like kind of like a stretched out version of the original spud, but they're more compact. And so that means they're going to stall better and just be a little bit easier to control right out of the box, like less of a break-in period. Okay, so we're doing this in the original natty brown leather, and we are adding some other color options this time around. We've got a turquoise and a blue, navy. Got black and red. Got a pure red. And got a nice blue that we haven't offered before. So the original sample that they sent us was this original blue, and I was originally like kind of against the colored leather. I wanted it to be like fully natural, but I've come around to appreciating the dyed leather, and especially after having kicked around my own piece for quite a bit. I'm not sure how well it's going to show up on the video here, but it just kind of fades into this nice natural looking leather where you've got like the lighter patches and the darker patches, and it's just like soft. You can see this one is not like super round. That's the nature of the stitching. Like when it's first made, they're handmade, and then they're packed when they ship. And so they're a little bit like not entirely round when we first unpack them. And we roll them and stuff a little bit before shipping so that you guys don't get something that looks all funky. But you can see how nice and round this piece is after I've used it and broken it in. And yeah, I'm just loving it. This is actually like my favorite one to carry around with me these days, just because I find the color is really nice, whether I'm on grass or on pavement or whatever. It shows up really good visibility, and it's just soft and it stalls so easily. So yeah, I think the foot bags have been really popular. I hope they continue to be, and yeah, these ones are a little bit bigger, more leather, so they're going to be a little bit more expensive, but not a ton more expensive. And yeah, again, we'll do the same thing that we've done in the past where you can get individuals or you can get 3-packs. All right. Okay, oh man, I keep thinking we're at the end, and then I see something else on my desk that we haven't talked about yet. Rosewood MKUltras. So these, we have restocked the Zebrano and what was the other metal? The Kusunoki MKUltras already. This is rosewood paired with brass, and this is a new batch of rosewood. You can see the colors are really nice. Got some kind of reddish and black, and like some swirly grains. I hope that shows up in the video, but they're beautiful. And we're gonna have these in 2 options. So this is the single brass accent, the single brass boss. And keep in mind, these do move on the string, but they're not as smooth on the strings for raindrops, especially when they're brand new, as metal beads are, right? And we purposely went with a bore that was reasonably close to the size of the cord, and that's because when people have wooden ultras, a lot of times they want to do the bead counting stuff with them. And if you have a bigger bore, you end up having a sharp edge and you're catching your thumb on that all the time. It's not particularly comfortable. And so we wanted something that hugs the cord a little bit more. And so the compromise there is that they're not as smooth for raindrops, especially just with the wood, because the wood is rougher on the inside of the bore. They do fall, and over time, this is going to smooth out more, right? Because it's kind of like sanding out the inside of the bore. The more you do it, the smoother they're going to get. But that's just something to be aware of initially, okay? So we're going to have the single brass boss, and then we're going to have, for people that really want to do a lot of flipping, this creates a nice balanced set that plays a lot more like our metal sets, okay? So this is, for a lot of people, I know that this is like one of their favorite sets to carry around because it looks great on the wrist, especially with those accent beads. It's kind of a nice look on the wrist. And then when you take it off, it plays really, really nicely. Okay. So yeah, we got these two options. We're getting rid, for now at least, we're getting rid of the option that has the 15 millimeter bead that's also wood. I found that it's not as good as the metal for keeping the bead cinched up tight when you wear it on the wrist. So I'm preferring the metal ones. And so we're kind of trying to pare down our catalog a little bit, not to remove anything critical, but just to kind of clean up some of the stuff, especially like less popular models and whatnot. So our last new item for the day is this. So I don't know if you were a kid like me in the 80s, but I had the slickest thing. I had this K-Way windbreaker that folded up inside a pouch, and you could wear it as a fanny pack, and then it would unpack and it would be like a coat. And it was like a miracle to me, and like the coolest thing. I wore mine until it was full of holes. But I always kind of liked that, like stow it away when you don't need it kind of thing. And anyways, so what we got for you today is not a windbreaker, but it is something in a bag. It's a bag in a bag. And the bag that's in the bag looks like this. Okay. So we are calling this a monk bag, and I'm going to explain the backstory and the name here briefly. So I don't know if you've spent any time in and around Buddhist temples, but if you see Buddhist monks walking around, they almost always seem to have a bag like this. Okay, and I've coveted these for years, and I had one years ago, and then I don't know, lost it, got rid of it, something. But then when I was in China this past summer, I picked up another one, and I've been kind of studying the design because I really liked it, and I liked how versatile it was. It's just like a big open bag. You throw it on your shoulder so your hands are still free, and I just kind of, it's not like it's not like the bags that are out there. Like there's all these crossbody bags and like super tech kind of bags that you see all over the place these days. But this is like decidedly low tech. But I realized this summer when I got this one that it was actually like a bit. There were some things that didn't work for me. For one, the material is like super flimsy. So it's a really thin cotton. It's got a zipper, which is kind of a feeble zipper, thin material, and it's lined with this kind of silky stuff, and it's got little pockets which may serve a purpose, but they didn't really serve my purpose very well. And everything just sort of feels like it's about to break apart, which like it may work well for the use case of a monk, but like if you're hard using your stuff, carrying around lots of stuff, and out and around, kind of throwing stuff and being a bit rough with your gear. Something like this doesn't quite work, but I do love the simplicity of the kind of overall design. So I started to rework the basic structure of it to create something that would kind of work for my own needs. And I came up with this one here, these dimensions. And when I was out doodling around, I came across a bag that had this little stowaway feature. And I realized, okay, like the stowing away feature, like the old K-Way windbreakers, that's one thing, but it actually is super functional to have this bag in a bag. So you can put the big bag in the small bag, but you can also put the small bag in the big bag. And what that does is it gives you a more secure spot to throw your keys and the stuff that you want to have kind of not rattling around. You can cinch that up, drop it in there, and then it's like close at hand when you need it. And then you've got like the rest of the big bag to put your apples and bananas in, or whatever it is, right? So this has worked super well for me, and it's got a nice big wide strap on it, so distributes the weight nicely, so it's not like cutting into the shoulder. It has the
the border sewn on the shoulder, which I find is actually really nice. It helps to kind of anchor it in place. It kind of holds the structure a little bit, especially if there's weight there. Keeps it from slipping off my shoulder. It's not a crossbody bag. You'd have trouble jamming yourself into it crossbody, and then you probably never get it off. So it's just a hanging shoulder bag, and I don't know, I found it really useful. I like the simplicity of it, and everything's reinforced. It's nice and sturdy, good strong construction. And I think if you're like me and you want to just have like a bag that you can grab and go with, and don't want to have all of the like zippers and whatever, this is just a nice simple option. So I hope you guys are going to like it. We've been wanting for a long time to do more sort of Aroundsquare merch, and especially bags and things that are a little bit more kind of, have a broader use case than just the handheld stuff that we normally sell, right? And so I think this is going to be a nice option. I hope you guys find it useful. We actually have another bag that's coming out probably next month. That's going to be like one more addition to this little lineup, and then we're going to have our clutch, our monk bag, and then this other one that's coming up next month as well. Okay, so we got that, and then we have a few things queued up for the next couple months, and I'm realizing the limits of space here, and we need to free up a little bit of space for inventory. And so two of the things that are coming probably next month are clothing items, and I'm super stoked on them. And they haven't arrived yet, but I'm conscious of the fact that our like shelving is all jam-packed, and I want to, our clothing I think doesn't get enough love. It's like people who come to Aroundsquare usually come for the stuff that we're most well known for our our checky, our begleri, our knuckle bones, and all that good stuff. And those are like always going to be like kind of pillars for us. But we've been gaining a lot of experience in the clothing manufacturing and clothing design, and I'm really proud of the clothing that we've come up with. Like the shirt that I'm wearing right now is Aroundsquare, like full custom design. The pants that I wear every single day for everything I do Aroundsquare, and people who have our stuff tend to be advocates of it. It's just that a lot of people haven't found our stuff yet. So what I'm wanting to do this month is to clear out a little bit of space. I don't want to call it like a clearance sale because I hate that kind of thing, but it's like basically I want to reintroduce people to Aroundsquare's clothing range and give you a chance to try some of it out at a little bit of a cheaper price, and serve the purpose of freeing up a little bit of space here so that we can make room for our new incoming inventory. And so I want to share with you a few of the things. So the shirts are going to be on for launch pricing, which is, they're already a good deal in the store for a good quality long sleeve shirt. But yeah, they're going to be even cheaper. Got the discreet like Aroundsquare embroidery on the cuff, no binding cuff, just like a nice solid long sleeve shirt. Good body length if you're, especially if you're a taller person, you might appreciate that. I've spent most of my life never being able to get sleeves long enough. So this is the large tall version that I'm wearing right now, and I just like the extra length. Our vests, these are the cotton vests. I'm just gonna put these all on and model them. So the cotton vests, again, just like a very standard design, nothing flamboyant. But I find like if I'm going out for a run, like I wear all of this stuff for all of my daily activities, and if I'm going out for a run and there's a wind out, this just cuts the wind. It's cotton, so it still breathes, but it cuts the wind really nicely. It doesn't restrict the movement at all. Okay. If you're going with the vest, I recommend sizing up because they do fit a little bit small. We've been gaining experience, but there have been little quirks with some of our garment manufacturing in the past, and one of the things was we got feedback that people found the vests a little bit tight, so we had to exchange sizes for people. So size up if you're going with the cotton vest. But these are going to be dirt cheap. Try one out. Honestly, I've worn vests for most of my adult life. Even actually, I had like a fleece vest that I wore in high school, and it's just such a great versatile garment. And if you want to take it off and throw it in your in your monk bag. they take up no space, right? That's a great thing about them. It's not like having a coat, but they do add so much warmth. So this is like, through the winter, I wear one of these guys every day. These are we call them the premium wool vests. And we have 3 models, and then different color options as well. So this is this kind of pocket configuration. So you got these pockets, and then you got a bigger one here and smaller ones here. We also have just two slash pockets, and then we've got one that's fully clean. Okay, but these are like, it's a nice wool. They add so much warmth, and like honestly, you can go outside in a lot of weather conditions without a jacket on. If you're just wearing something like this, it's a tight enough wool that it cuts the wind nicely, and it just adds so much warmth. Nice collar going up. Keep the wind off the back of your neck. Okay. I'm going to keep this on when I throw on one of our chore coats. So these stuff, another nice thing about a vest is that they layer really nicely because you don't get all jammed up in the sleeves, right? So, okay. The chore coats, again, just like a very standard design, nothing flamboyant. There's a little bit of branding there, and then some basic pockets. It's got the small mandarin collar. Yeah, and we have these all in gray, and we got them in black. We got them in, this is the olive green. It's kind of a like green khaki color. We got them in navy. This is just like off my own clothing rack here. Yeah, got all these colors, and we got a black. I don't have a black one with me right now, but yeah. So we got all those options. So have at her, get a whole new fit for spring, and yeah. I mean, honestly, the pants are like my favorite item. I swear by them. I literally go running in them. I've gone, I think the longest run I've done in the cotton pants was like 23 kilometers. It was like a accidental half marathon that I just set out run one day. But like, you can wear them for anything, and that's like part of the beauty of them is you can just like jump off the couch, jump off the office chair or whatever, and head out the door and do your thing. I use mine when I'm rowing, going for a hike, whatever. It's just like a versatile mid-weight, and yeah, I'd really encourage you to try them if you haven't tried them already. All right, see you guys.